Lesson 4, topic, compare and order real numbers. Learning target, I can compare and order rational and irrational numbers. Vocabulary, we have our less than symbol, which is a symbol used to compare two numbers where the smaller number comes first. So we have 7 is less than 9. And then we have our greater than symbol, which is a symbol used to compare two numbers where the larger number comes first. Like 12 is greater than 2, or -2 is greater than -7. Comparing real numbers. So we want to compare two numbers and determine if they are less than or greater than. So for our first example, we have 1 and 5/7 is what compared to the square root of 3. So in order to do this, we are going to get decimal approximations for each number. So 1 and 5/7, I know it's going to start with the 1 point, and then 5/7 I need to change into a decimal by division. So I'm going to go to my calculator. I'm going to do 5 divided by 7, and I'm going to get 0.71428. So I'm going to just get an approximation, so I'm going to round it to 0.71. So it's 1.71. So that's my decimal approximation for 1 and 5/7. Now I'm going to do the square root of 3. So going back to my calculator, to do a square root, I'm going to hit two buttons. I'm going to hit this blue button right here, and then I'm going to hit this x squared button right there. So we have blue button, x squared button, and then I just type the 3 underneath, press enter, and we get 1.73 is what I'm going to round that to. 1.73. They're really, really close, but the square root of 3 is just a little bit bigger because it's 2 cents higher. If you think this is money, I would have a little bit more money with the square root of 3. So 1 and 5/7 is less than the square root of 3. Remember, the mouth opens to the bigger number. I would like you to try this one on your own and then check with Edpuzzle to see if you're correct. So -4.5, we already have the decimal form. So all we need to do is get a decimal for the opposite of the square root of 21. So we go back to our calculator. Now the negative button is right down here, so use that for negatives. So we're going to do negative, then get our square root, and then put 21 under the radical, press enter, and we get -4.58. So again, thinking money, -4.5 means I'm in debt $4.50. Over here, this means I'm in debt $4.58, so that's a little bit worse. Which means, because with negative numbers, -4.58 would be closer to that -5. -4.5 would be closer to -4, which means that -4.5 is greater than -4.58. All right. One last item here, ordering real numbers. Use the number line to order the following numbers least to greatest. When you use a number line, you already order numbers from least to greatest. So right now, I would like you to get decimal approximations for these numbers that I am putting in boxes. -4 and 3.7 are already in their decimal approximation form, so we don't need decimal approximations for those. So here are our numbers with their decimal approximation below them. So now we can place them on the number line. -3.61 is between -3 and -4. So when I write this on the number line, though, I'm going to use the original number, not the decimal approximation. Square root of 5 is approximated to be 2.24, so that's between 2 and 3. A little bit closer to 2, though. So square root of 5 would go there. We have 1/2 is 0.5. That's 50 cents. I don't quite have $1 yet, but I have more than $0, so it's in between 0 and 1. -4 just goes right at -4. 3.7 means I have $3. I don't quite have $4, though. I'm close to $4, so I put it between 3 and 4. And then 8/3 is 2.6 repeating. 2.6 is going to be closer to 3, still in between that 2 and 3, but closer to the 3, so we put 8/3. So there you have your numbers from least to greatest: -4, -square root 13, 1/2, square root 5, 8/3, 3.7. That's all your notes. You can go ahead and move into your practice.